To begin, in a large pot or a Dutch oven over medium heat, add 6 strips of bacon cut into bite-sized pieces. Cook the bacon until nice and crispy. Once the bacon has been cooked, remove from the pot and transfer to a plate lined with paper towels. Then remove most of the bacon grease from the pot, leaving about 2 tablespoons. To the 2 tablespoons of bacon grease, add 3 tablespoons of butter. Go ahead and melt the butter, still cooking over medium heat. Once the butter has melted, add 1 medium-sized onion diced, followed by 1 red bell pepper diced, and half a jalapeno pepper diced as well, seeds removed. You may keep the seeds of the jalapeno pepper if you want it extra spicy. Hey, more power to you. Cook the vegetables until the onion becomes translucent, about 5 minutes. Then add 4 cloves of garlic minced and cook the garlic for about 30 seconds or until fragrant. Then add 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Give that a quick stir until the flour has been absorbed. It's time to season this soup. Add 1 teaspoon of freshly grated ginger, followed by 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and freshly ground black pepper to taste. Now give that a quick toss to wake up the spices. Then add 4 cups of chicken broth. Give that a quick mix to incorporate. And once evenly incorporated, add 1½ cups of whole milk, followed by 1½ cups of heavy cream, 1 pound of potatoes cut into bite-sized pieces, 2½ cups of sweet frozen corn, and 1½ pounds of chicken. As for the chicken, we are using 2 boneless and skinless chicken breasts. Give it a quick mix and ensure that the chicken is submerged in the liquid. Now increase the heat to medium-high and bring the soup to a boil. Continue cooking until the chicken has been cooked through and the potatoes are fork tender. Once the chicken has been cooked through, remove from the pot and transfer to a plate. Using 2 forks, you may go ahead and shred it just like so. And if you notice that your chicken is not all the way cooked through as you're shredding it, don't worry, it's going to finish cooking once it goes back in the pot. Once the chicken has been shredded, go ahead and set it aside. Once your potatoes are fork tender, we are ready to move on to the next step. Now, using an immersion blender or a regular blender, go ahead and blend about half of the soup. We love using this immersion blender. Link to the blender in the video description below. Once you have blended about half of the soup and the soup is to the consistency that you like, bring the chicken back into the pot. If your chicken has not cooked all the way through, go ahead and simmer for another 6 to 8 more minutes. Then taste and adjust salt and pepper to your liking. Then as a topping, garnish with the bacon we cooked up earlier. You may garnish with diced jalapeno peppers and fresh cilantro. Now, I believe that you are ready to eat. Ooh. There you guys have it, the most amazing chicken corn chowder. Enjoy, buen provecho, thanks for watching, see you later, bye. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Kelvin's Kitchen. Today we're making the best Italian wedding soup I ever made. To begin, in a large pot over medium heat, add in 4 tablespoons of olive oil. Then we are sauteing in mirepoix, which consists of 3 celery stalks, 4 carrots, and 1 large onion diced. Now saute the vegetables until they are softened and the onion becomes translucent. Season with a pinch of salt and saute for about 10 to 15 minutes. Then, after 12 minutes or so, pour in 8 cups of chicken stock. Let the pot come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, reduce the heat to medium-low. Continue simmering at a medium-low heat for about 15 to 20 minutes. Meanwhile, let's make some meatballs. Now, in a mixing bowl, add in 1 pound of ground turkey, followed by 1 cup of freshly grated Parmigiano Reggiano, 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs, 1 large egg, 2 cloves of garlic minced, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1/4 cup of fresh parsley, kosher salt, and freshly ground black pepper to taste. Now, with clean hands, go ahead and mix until you get all the ingredients evenly incorporated. Using a cookie scoop, scoop out the meat onto a plate to get even-sized meatballs. Once all the meat has been scooped out, go ahead and shape them into meatballs just like so. And before you add the meatballs in, taste and adjust salt and pepper to your liking. Then add the meatballs to the soup and let them cook for about 10 minutes. And while the meatballs are cooking, let's make some pasta on the side. Over medium-high heat, bring a pot of water to a boil. Season the water with a pinch of salt. Add in 2 cups of small pasta and cook as per package direction. Once the pasta has cooked, drain and transfer to a bowl. You may add a splash of olive oil to prevent the pasta from sticking to each other. You will know when the meatballs are cooked because they will begin to float. Once the meatballs are floating, add in 1 small head of escarole cut into bite-sized pieces. Go ahead and mix to incorporate and let it cook for another 5 minutes. Now turn the heat off and serve. After you have served the soup, add some of the pasta to the bowl. And to finish it off, sprinkle freshly grated Parmigiano Reggiano. Yo, check this out. I think now you are ready to eat. There you guys have it, the best Italian wedding soup I ever made. Enjoy, buen provecho, and thanks for watching. Bye! Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Kelvin's Kitchen. Today we're making shrimp rice soup, also known as sopa de camarones. In a large pot over medium heat, add in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Then we're sauteing a mirepoix. To the mirepoix, add a pinch of salt. Sweat the vegetables for about 8 to 10 minutes. Stir the pot occasionally until the vegetables start to caramelize. The mirepoix consists of 1 medium-sized onion, 2 celery stalks, and 2 carrots, diced. Then add in 3 cloves of garlic, minced, and saute for about 30 seconds or until fragrant. It is time to season the soup by adding 1 teaspoon of ground coriander, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of adobo seasoning, 1 packet of sazon, 1 chicken bouillon cube, and 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Go ahead and toss to wake up the spices. Oh, and before I forget, freshly ground black pepper to taste. Toss again to incorporate the black pepper in. Then add in 4 cups of water, followed by 4 cups of chicken broth, 2 potatoes cut into bite-sized pieces, and 1 cup of rice. Rinse the rice through cold water to remove most of the starch. Give that a quick stir to incorporate. Now increase the heat to medium-high and bring to a simmer. Once it comes to a simmer, reduce the heat to medium-low and continue simmering for about 35 minutes. We are using 1.5 pounds of shrimp, peeled and deveined with the tails left on. By leaving the tails on, you add more flavor to the soup. And after 35 minutes, all the vegetables and the rice will be soft and tender. Increase the heat back to medium and bring the soup to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, add in the shrimp. Cook the shrimp for about 6 to 8 minutes or until nice and pink. To give it a nice kick, add in a splash of sriracha. And to enhance the flavor, add in 2 tablespoons of fresh cilantro. Taste and adjust salt and pepper to your liking. However, no salt or pepper are needed. To me, it is perfect. Oh, and one more thing. When reheating the soup, you may need to add more chicken broth as the rice will suck up all the liquid. Now, remove from the heat and serve. You may garnish with fresh cilantro or even parsley if cilantro is not your thing. And right before digging in, squeeze some fresh lime juice if you like. Yo, check this out. I think now you are ready to eat. There you guys have it, shrimp rice soup, also known as asopao de camarones. Enjoy, buen provecho, and thanks for watching. Bye, gracias, adiós. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Kelvin's Kitchen. Today we're making wonton soup. To begin, in a large pot over medium heat, add in 8 cups of chicken broth, followed by 4 cups of water, 5 scallion stems, pretty much the white part of 5 green onions, 2 cloves of garlic, which I smashed so they release all the flavor. The green onions and the garlic are giving the soup a beautiful background flavor. 1 teaspoon of sugar, a pinch of salt or to taste, 1 teaspoon of regular soy sauce, 1.5 teaspoon of Shaoxing wine, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. Give that a quick mix and bring to a simmer. Once it comes to a simmer, continue simmering for about 30 minutes. Meanwhile, while the soup is simmering, go ahead and mince 5 jumbo shrimp, just like so. Now, in a mixing bowl, here we have 8 ounces of ground pork. To that, add in the minced shrimp, 1 scallion minced, 1 teaspoon of regular soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of Shaoxing wine, half a teaspoon of sesame oil, a quarter of a teaspoon of minced ginger, 2 cloves of garlic minced, a quarter of a teaspoon of white pepper, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch to help us bind everything together and give it the right texture. Then mix until evenly incorporated. Now for the wonton, we are using store-bought wonton wrappers. Place a wrapper on your cutting board and add in about 1 teaspoon of the meat mixture. And to close them, get your finger wet and go all around the edges, just like so. One of the ways to close them is in a triangle shape. Or you can gather all the corners at the top, press and seal. Let me show you one more time. Gather all the corners on top and close them just like so. Don't be too concerned with the shape, as they usually lose the shape in the soup. And if you're not going to eat them all, you may freeze them and use later on. In a small pot of hot boiling water, add in 2 baby bok choys for less than a minute. Quickly get them out of the hot water and transfer into an ice bath to stop the cooking process. And after 30 minutes, go ahead and remove the green onions and the garlic. Increase the heat to medium-high. Now add the wontons to the soup and cook for about 4 to 5 minutes. Taste and adjust salt to your liking. And that is it. The soup is done. Right when you are ready to serve, add some of the baby bok choy. I like to place the wontons at the bottom of the bowl first, then pour the clear broth over them. And to finish it off, we are garnishing with scallion. And now you are ready to eat. There you guys have it, wonton soup. Enjoy, buen provecho, and thanks for watching. For this recipe, we are using 10 plum tomatoes. Cut them in half and place them on a large baking tray. We are also using 3 large red bell peppers. Make sure to clean them out and get rid of the seeds, please. One full head of garlic, peeled. Preheat your oven to 450 degrees. Now, sprinkle some salt and pepper. A few sprigs of thyme. Extra virgin olive oil, a good amount, please. With your hands, go ahead and give it a nice rub. Roast at 450 degrees for 25 minutes. Now, roughly chop 2 carrots. Keep in mind that the soup is going to be blended, so it doesn't really matter how you cut them. This is also known as mirepoix. It is the base for tons of soups. And you should know that not all soups are created equal. 1 full onion and 2 celery stacks. Now, over medium-high heat, add in about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Add your vegetables in. Season with a generous amount of salt and black pepper. Cook for about 5 minutes. After your roasted vegetables have roasted for 25 minutes, go ahead and add them in. Let them cook for 5 minutes. Now, add 2 cups of V8 juice. Followed by 4 cups of vegetable stock. Add in a bunch of fresh thyme, two bay leaves, add in 12 ounces of paprika. I know that it sounds like a lot, but you will love it. A bunch of fresh basil, add in 2 teaspoons of honey. Now let it cook for 30 minutes. 30 minutes later, we are transferring the soup into a blender, and we're doing this in batches. Make sure to remove the thyme and bay leaves. When blending hot soup, start low first and let some of the heat escape. Then you can increase the power. Blend for a couple of minutes until we get a nice and smooth consistency. Bring the soup back into the pot, and if it's too thick for you, you may add some more vegetable stock. Cook on low heat for at least 1 hour. Did you know that cooked tomatoes are actually better for you than raw ones, as more beneficial chemicals are released? Tomatoes are also packed with vitamins A and C, calcium and potassium. And 1 hour later, guess what time it is? It is serving time. Let's give it a try. It tastes wonderful. It brings back so many memories of being a kid. By the way, your kids would love this, especially with a grilled cheese sandwich. And there you guys have it, roasted red pepper and tomato soup. Enjoy! Buen provecho!